Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman. How are you today?
Fine, Danny. Thank you very much. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. There'll be a number of things we can talk about, but the first thing, and I think it's something everyone's curious about, is the new weight class that's been introduced, Bridgerweight. I'm aware of the derivation of the name. No issue with that. Just tell us, first of all, why you felt another weight class was necessary in boxing.
This is a topic that has been researched for several years. Many promoters, many managers, many fighters have discussed this situation in the past. There have been firm proposals put forward to the WBC Board of Governors. 2 years ago in the convention, we decided not to continue with that. Then it was continued to bring back, and just the facts and the data made a clear statement. The reality is that 85% of the champions in the 20th century weighed below 224. And only one champion in the 21st century has weighed underneath 224, Deontay Wilder. One in the whole 20 years. And we understand that Wilder and Holyfield might be great examples in which a fighter underneath the weight can be successful and be champions and be competitive against heavier fighters. But the reality is that most fighters in the heavyweight division, most champions, are 230, 235, 250, Fury's 270. So there is a universe of fighters, small heavyweights, cruiserweights, that can compete in a safer, more fair environment within this weight class. And the intention is to create activity with that scenario within fighters between 200 and 224.
Did you consider moving some of the other weight limits so that you maintain the 17 weight classes rather than adding an extra one?
We did move the cruiserweight. We moved it about 10 years ago from 190 to 200. That was part of addressing this concern. And what we had considered and will still be looked at is a weight difference between light heavyweight and cruiserweight is 25 pounds. We were considering moving down again to 190 to make it 15 pounds when we created the Bridgerweight. But there's no combination of moving. If you give me a formula that would be addressing the concern of having 240, 250 weight fighters fighting as heavyweights, we decided not to move the heavyweight. The heavyweight is the supreme championship, but this is a decision that in any new concept, new rule, new creation, there's going to be resistance. That's human nature. And but we don't stay in the past. Did you know that the 1909 heavyweight champion, Tommy Burns, he weighed 168, a current super middleweight. If you look at Jack Dempsey, 180, Jack Johnson, who was a giant, 192. So we don't stay in the past. We understand the boxing traditionists like to see things remain always. But if we were like that, then fights will still be going for 15 rounds. Fighters will be still fighting with 6-ounce gloves. Fighters will be weighing the same day of the fight. There would be no anti-doping tests. So there's so many things that have been incorporated in boxing to make it safer. And I feel very good about the Bridgerweight because I am certain that in years to come, we're going to see good excitement. Another thing to point out, any fighter rated in Bridgerweight can compete in the heavyweight division. It's not excluding. If you are in Bridger, you can be contracted to fight in the heavyweight category. So let's see how it happens, how it evolves. I feel very good about it.
Was there a demand for this? Did you have fighters that maybe fitted in the new weight category that asked for this, or promoters? Was there kind of an influx of demand?
Yes, I mean, I remember the first time I officially saw this was Kathy Duba giving a good speech in the NABF convention. That was many years ago. Maybe before we moved the cruiserweight from 190 to 200, I don't remember. But it has been an unbelievable topic of discussion within the boxing community. When I talk to promoters, to managers, to fighters about this situation, they all understand it and they are supported. But I understand the fans and the media like the tradition, and they think that any change has other motives other than the sport and the entertainment and anything that has to do with what we really do, which is for the safety of the fighters.
And what will happen now? So how do you go from a standing start to fleshing out your rankings, appointing champions, all that kind of thing? What's the development plan?
We will have the rankings, the first set of rankings in the December publication. We are in November right now. We are talking to the fighters and their managers and the promoters, both in the cruiserweight division and in the heavyweight, to see who wants to be ranked in the Bridgerweight. And we already have a good amount of communications and a good amount of plans for fights that will be informed as soon as they are confirmed.
And do you expect the other major sanctioning bodies to follow suit and to do the same as you have done?
Well, that is the decision that they can only make. As in any situation, every organization is autonomous, and they may choose to do it or may choose to not do it. I respect whatever they would decide to do.
Something I wanted to ask you about before we have to let you go, and it's kind of connected because it's someone in Deontay Wilder who could compete in the new Bridgerweight class based on his weight for most of his fights. He would fit right in. He was a long-time WBC champion. He held the belt with pride and dignity. But just recently, some of the public comments he's made about the second Tyson Fury fight have raised a few eyebrows and don't necessarily reflect that dignity that he had when he held the championship. I just wanted to get your take on some of the things he's saying, and do they qualify as bringing the sport into disrepute potentially?
You know, I am not familiar with any comments. If you can fill me in, I can make a response.
Sure. I mean, he appears to be alleging that some of the reasons he lost the Fury fight included his water being spiked, potentially by Mark Breland, who was in his corner for the fight, but he feels betrayed by Breland, I guess, when he threw the towel in. And he's coming out with a variety of quite wild accusations about the reasons for losing. And it's leading people not just to be angry with him, but I think maybe worried about him, concerned about him as well.
You know, Wilder, I have known him for many years, and I really care for him. I believe he's my personal friend. He was a WBC champion for 5 years. He was, when I became president, when my father passed away, he was one of those great motivations. We had many exchanges, and we went to the Pope together. So I feel there's a great relationship with him, and I hope that his career has an opportunity to get back to what he wants. I would like to read or see these comments, because I don't like to comment on something that I don't, because, you know, interviews are very funny. You can talk 40 minutes about something, but then you say 10 words that could bring everything out of context. And then the whole thing goes down, and that's what you said, and you'll ruin everything. It's very difficult when you try to pick up pieces. I don't know, I would like to see it, but I would like to see Deontay Wilder be the sportsman that he has been always, and what he wants is to get his title back, and he's fighting for that. But I hope that he's not losing and doing fair play. Is fair play and respect has to be the utmost balance that we must have in the WBC.
Well, something that you can comment on, I guess, would be the second Fury Wilder fight itself. And can you just reassure anyone watching that from the WBC point of view, and you guys are very stringent with your controls and your safety and your governance, everything was on the level. There was no issues with gloves or liquids or anything from your point of view?
No, I was in the dressing room of both fighters, and the Nevada commission has inspectors in every dressing room. When you tape, when you glove, they sign off. I was there. We have WBC people in the dressing rooms, and the anti-doping test didn't show any result on anything. But I don't know. I'm sorry. It was a great fight, tremendous fight. It should not be tainted in any way or manner, because what we all lived in February 22 of this year, the greatest fight of the year and one of the greatest in the recent years in the heavyweight division, should not be tainted by anything. And I was there, and I saw the very solid administration of the commission in the dressing rooms and in every single step of the promotion.
Brilliant. I really appreciate that, and the interview as a whole. And let's see how Bridgerweight progresses.
We'll see. I just ask for just open a little bit the mind and not be completely rigid, and just allow it to develop. And I'm very convinced it's going to be very good.
Great stuff. All right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you, Danny. Take care.
And you, Mauricio. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.